Hey, what's up guys? Maniac here! It's here! It's finally here! For 10 years I've been waiting for another Godzilla movie. I mean, since like when I started my first Godzilla video, Godzilla 2014 upcoming, I just got really super excited. I mean, I just could have wished like I would have gone back in time, grabbed myself back then when I made that video, and just pull myself just to see the movie, and it was amazing. So yeah, definitely worth. So yeah, it's that'd be so cool if I would do that if I had a time machine. But yeah, that's how like good this movie is. That's how like good this movie is, and I'm glad it's finally here. So yeah, so basically what I'm gonna do here, this is gonna be a non-spoiler review. I will do a separate video of spoilers, but for now I'm just gonna make this a non-spoiler because I can give my reviews to people who have not seen it, and I can recommend them to see it. So yeah, okay. So Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards. Now, I don't want to give too much of the plot away because there's some stuff I have to explain in like detail, but I'm gonna try to keep this like as simple as possible, and also not revealing anything, no spoiling anything. I mean, like I said, this is a spoiler-free video, so you don't need to worry. Basically, the plot. So basically, Godzilla's back, and I think that's just all you need to know. And of course, even though the trailers already showed that there's going to be there are two monsters in the movie, and Godzilla has to fight them. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. I can't give anything else away, or else I have to explain details. So yeah, that's all I'm going to give it to you guys. But holy crap, this movie is really good. So let's get to the good stuff about this movie. The cast is great. I mean, well, first let's talk about Aaron Taylor Johnson. Actually, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's not a bad actor, but he was okay in this movie. Cause like, I do like him in some moments. I mean, he plays a soldier, and I really like those moments where he really does act like a soldier. But for the most part, sometimes I feel like the actors portray him as like a bland sort of character, mostly bland acting. So I mean, but he has some good moments though, so he's okay. Elizabeth Olsen. This is my first time seeing a movie with Elizabeth Olsen in a movie, and I thought she's really good too. She gave a really good performance as well. I mean, kind of close to a tear-jerking, tear-jerking, that sounds weird, but more like good performance that almost made me cry. I mean, I thought she was really good. I mean, I can't wait to see both Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen also in the Avengers 2, which it's kind of weird, because in this movie, they play as couples, but in the Avengers 2, they play as brothers and sisters. That's kind of weird, but okay. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, who else? Oh yeah, Bryan Cranston. He's great in this movie, as always. I mean, I was just thinking, like, at first I thought I was thinking, like, he's one of those actors where he's so good in one role in a TV show or a movie, and that's about it. Like, he's unpopular, but he's not like I can see Heisenberg. I can see a different character he's playing as. And I think Bryan Cranston gives a really good performance. I mean, I think that is like a really good I think that performance he did was so Oscar worthy. I mean, I really loved his performance. Really good. Although I highly doubt Godzilla would get nominated for Oscars. I mean, who would? That'd be cool though. Who else? Oh yeah, Ken Watanabe. I think he's my favorite actor in the whole movie, and playing as one of my favorite, pretty much the favorite character in my movie. I mean, they have a scientist in American Godzilla, which I was just like, I hope they don't screw this up, since they already did that with like Matthew Broderick. But this time, Ken Watanabe is playing as Dr. Sarasawa, and which Dr. Sarasawa is actually a character in the original movie, except in the original movie, he, actually, I shouldn't give that away, because then I have to explain stuff about 2014. But yeah, he plays as a character named Dr. Sarasara, and I thought he's really, really good. Then there's the guy who plays the general. I forgot his name, but I thought he was really good too. There's also Sally Hawkins. Not really. She didn't get that much screen time, but I thought she was really good. Let's see. There's this another chick who's in the movie. I think it's Susan something. I forgot her name, but she plays as Joe's wife, which that's like Bryan Cranston's character's wife. And I thought she was really good. She didn't get that much screen time in this movie either, but I think she was really good as well. So yeah, the cast is actually really good, and I like the characters. Like, this is another Godzilla movie where I actually really do care about the human characters. So yeah. I mean, yeah, basically, like, just the whole movie is just a human view and perspective on Godzilla. Like, it's basically telling a story like, what if you were in this kind of situation? So yeah, I mean, I really love how they established that. Another thing I liked about the movie, the style, like, mostly the style of the movie, like it's a dark movie. I mean, mostly I love the style with the city destruction. I think it looks so impressive. Also, the special effects, CGI, amazing! I mean, now this is like one Godzilla movie where I'm actually comfortable with him being CGI. I mean, the CGI in this movie looks so good. I mean, it does actually kind of look like it's real. Although at the same time though, I heard that they actually use practical effects, which I thought, that's actually pretty cool. They use practical effects. I didn't know that. But they only had to use CG when they need to. Mostly CG on Godzilla, the Muto monster, and the buildings. That's all of that needs to be CG. I mean, you see, more movies needs to be like that. Practical effects and CGI only when it's really useful, or any situation where it's useful. So yeah, CGI is really good. Like, I think the CGI is so good. Like, I'm hoping like this one get like an Oscar nominee for like best visual effects. Like, that would be so awesome. I mean, the visual effects are so cool. I think the effects are so good. Like, I think they're about as memorable as, like, Avatar effects. James Cameron. I mean, yeah, I like that movie. I mean, I know most people don't agree with me, but I actually like it. And I like the special effects. Because I thought the special effects were so, really impressive and memorable. That's how I feel like with this new Godzilla movie. Like, the effects are really good. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the monsters. First off, before we get to Godzilla, I'm going to save them for last. Let's talk about the Muto creatures. I love these Muto creatures. They're so awesome. I mean, there's two of them. It won't be a spoiler because they show toys about this. There's one Muto with legs, which that's a female, and then there's one with wings, which that's a male, which I think that's pretty interesting. And they're pretty cool looking monsters. I mean, mostly like the leg, Muto and the wing Muto, they kind of remind me a lot, it kind of remind me a lot of Cloverfield. I mean, that's what I think of with the Muto monsters. They're sort of like Cloverfield, but with like, snapping turtle necks. I mean, snapping turtle heads with like just saying like, on a Cloverfield body. That's how I would see it. So yeah, I mean, the Muto monsters are really, really cool. I mean, you know, I thought these are really, really cool enemies for Godzilla. I mean, and they're pretty interesting original monsters. I mean, they sort of remind me of like how original Orga was, Biollante was, and this one, Mutos are really original, which I really like that. And now let's talk about Godzilla. Is amazing. I mean, just design, great. Roar, amazing. And people calling him fat, I don't agree. He doesn't look fat at all. I think he looks so big, like so big enough and so awesome. Man, Godzilla is just so awesome in this movie. It's just so cool. So yeah, I mean, I love Godzilla's design in this movie, and I love the way how when they're taking Godzilla has a realistic tone as like an animal creature thing, and he's just so cool, and I really love that. And I love how his spines are so big, and I love how he's so much bigger than all the other Godzillas. Just so awesome. Yeah, Godzilla is awesome in this movie. Now, surprisingly, I was really hoping that this would be the most perfect movie I'll ever see, but actually, there are some problems, because not every movie is perfect. I did kind of wish this was, like, perfect movie, like, top 10 favorite movie, but there's some problems in there. I mean, most of the problems are kind of spoilers, which I'll do the spoiler review, but I can, say one problem. Because I have multiple problems, but I have to spoil it for you guys to explain, so, I mean, we'll have to wait for the spoiler review, but, I could see why people would say that there's not enough Godzilla. I actually kind of agree with that, because actually, even the first half of the movie was okay, because it was trying to give character development, and they don't show much of Godzilla in the first half of the movie. So you just have to wait until, like, the climax end, and the climax end is really worth it, you guys. So yeah, I mean, first half is just okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, first half is just mostly okay. There's some boring stuff in there, and mostly just character development thing. But sort of like a Godzilla movie, the way how it's supposed to be. Character development, and then you get to monsters. Which, yeah, it's paying homage to the original source material. So, yeah. I think that's all I have to say for this one, for non-spoilers. I mean, there's so much I want to talk about with spoilers, but I will make a separate video about spoilers. I mean, I'm going to see this movie over and over and over again, and as soon as like, the right time, like, after watching it, maybe like twice or 3 times, I'll do like a spoiler review. So, yeah. But this is all I can give for the spoiler free. Overall, I think Godzilla, the movie is awesome. Also, I try to keep an open mind to myself, saying like, okay, if I'm not a Godzilla fan, and I'm just trying to think, does this work as a film on its own? It does. It really does. Although it can be boring for the first half of the movie, which I can see that. But as a Godzilla fan, I find the first half okay at least. So yeah. So overall, check this movie out. It's worth it, especially in IMAX. It's definitely worth seeing Godzilla in a screen that big. It's definitely really worth it. So I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I mean, this is the right true American Godzilla that we needed. This is what 1998 should have done. This is really good. I love it. I have all trust in Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards is a great director. He directed this movie very well done. It's just awesome. So, I'm going to give 2 different ratings. For as a Godzilla fan rating, I would give this an A-. Definitely awesome. But as a regular audience, or just at least appealing to regular audiences, I would give it a B+, which is still pretty good, at least. It's good, it's great, definitely awesome. Definitely check it out. So yeah, and I will make a spoiler review after this. So, my question is, what do you think of Godzilla 2014? And please no spoiler comments. I'll make the spoiler review for that. Comment down below. Check out my other videos. They're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page on Facebook. See ya.